Hey guys, how's it going? Kulprit here, and today I want to talk a little bit about the gunplay in Battlefield 4 beta. Now this is one of the most important things, when I was looking towards the beta, trying to figure out what my purpose in the beta was going to be. Listen, I knew there was going to be flaws, bugs, annoyances, frustrations, face palms, all these things. And I knew that, if you don't kind of go with an open mind, it's going to rub you raw, and you're going to kind of get frustrated and burnt out a little bit, so you had to go in with the right mindset. So as far as beta went, and I did a video on this previously, I was really focused on one thing, and for me that was kind of the most important thing, and that was the gunplay. Is it fun? Is it challenging? Is it something I can literally use every second I'm in this game for the next year, 2, 3, what have you? It can't be too easy, it can't be too difficult, it has to be kind of fair and balanced, it has to be engaging. It's not easy. It's not easy, as we've seen with a lot of other games fail. I loved Battlefield 3's gunplay. Was it perfect? No, obviously not, but I felt like it was a good enough system that if you put in the time, you put in the work, and you practice, you would be rewarded, and you would therefore have an advantage over those that didn't. Obviously, if you were a die-hard player that played a lot, you would have an advantage over the casuals that kind of didn't, and even they would just pick up a weapon and go. It was a nice balance there, and for me, it was crucial that Battlefield 4 had a similar gunplay model. Because I feel as far as, in the first-person shooter world, gunplay is right at the center, and everything else just kind of flows around it on the outside. If the gunplay is not fun, the rest really doesn't matter. Now, there's other elements that are kind of very important, but I don't even feel like they do reach the level of gunplay. Things like map design, movement, and things like that. And then we get out even further to, other things that aren't as important. But to me, gunplay was going to be the make or break thing for Battlefield 4 for me. So when I finally got in and I got my hands on it and I started playing it, I was very, very pleased. I enjoy the gunplay. Truth be told, I am struggling with it at times. I have a hard time. I'm not really playing it as applied as I usually do, trying to learn it as quickly. Again, I'm not trying to burn out or grind in the beta. I'm trying to put time in, research, get to know the game so I can speak to you guys, talk about things, and also so I kind of can know what I'm doing when I get in there and release. And once release hits, that's when I'm really going to kind of focus on it, apply myself, try to get good, frankly. But I definitely see in the gunplay in Battlefield 4, it definitely, a lot of people say it has elements of Bad Company 2. I don't really know that it feels like Bad Company 2 to me. The only time it really feels like Bad Company 2 to me is when I'm trying to shoot someone and I need that extra bullet or two to take them down. That was one of the things that clearly to me, sticks in my mind from Bad Company 2. It was much harder to kill people, to get that kill. You always felt like you needed that extra bullet as compared to Battlefield 3. What it really reminds me of is Medal of Honor Warfighter, and I've also heard a lot of people say that as well. Very similar in my feeling to it. That's not a bad thing, even though I felt like Medal of Honor Warfighter was a bad game. It was for other reasons. I do enjoy it. Now, I do feel like the gunplay is a little rough around the edges. It has some issues for me. I have a hard time with hip fire. I feel like I'm hip firing and I'm on the guy, get a hit marker or two, and then it's almost like the hit markers just disappear, and then they come back and they hit again. So I don't know what's going on there. I could obviously just be missing, but I think there's some, like I said, some elements there that obviously need to be ironed out. But what I do enjoy is I feel like there's two main things. It's the hit marker feedback. I feel like when I shoot someone, there's just, you feel it, and I don't know if that's through sound or if that's through just the graphic, the visual cue or whatever, but I feel, whereas I felt like in Battlefield 3 it was literally just this little thing that popped up, kind of, you got used to it and you got used to seeing it and you knew exactly what was going on. You didn't get that feedback, that feeling, and that was something I felt COD always had, and maybe it is an audio cue issue, where now I feel like I'm hitting someone, I feel like I'm thumping them, I feel like I'm hitting them with a bullet, I'm hitting them with a solid object, and I'm inflicting damage. I love that. I really, really love that in Battlefield 4. Secondly, I feel like all the guns, at least the ones in the beta now, obviously, we don't know everything about all the guns. We clearly don't even know a lot about the guns we have in the beta because there's not many attachments, to use for them. I feel like there is personality to the weapons. A gun, let's just take the assault class, the AK-12 versus the SCAR-H. There's a very big difference there. Both guns feel very different. They fill into different roles. If I'm running and gunning and I'm kind of playing well, I might go the AK-12. If I'm having a hard time, which was just last night, I'm not actually, my aim's a little off. I'm having a hard time getting the kill. I'm assist city, I might go with the SCAR-H because I want that extra hitting power because I'm having a little trouble tracking players as they run across the map. This way I only got to get 3 hits, maybe 4 bullets, and he goes down, whereas with an AK-12 or a carbine or something, I might need that extra hit, and I'm having a hard time with that. So you see the decision-making process there, and I love that. I love that there's different layers of weapons, different styles of weapons. I mean, there's obviously the MX4, I believe it's called. Again, I'm not totally, remembering all the names precisely. There's some really kind of vague names in Battlefield 4. I wish they had a little better, but I understand why. That is just like a fire hose of bullets, the hip fire, and it's just like a laser shoots out. Again, it fills a very different niche, and I'm really enjoying that. I would like to see some buffing and a little tweaking of the support class, specifically the LMGs. I enjoy the support class, I do actually, and I feel like you have to play them differently. You certainly can't run and gun, but I feel like they do lack in some punch. I'm not really sure how you balance that, and I'm sure that's the problem that DICE is having as well, because it's kind of the similar issue they had with Battlefield 3, but at least in Battlefield 4, the support class at large is much more valuable, it seems, because I feel like I go through ammo a lot quicker than I did in Battlefield 3. One thing I have noticed as far as gunfights and gunplay, it's very hard to go toe-to-toe with people in Battlefield 4. You can't get away with as much. You can't just run, like, a direct attack at people. Even, if they're in their position, you can't just rush that position and just say, I'm going to outskill them, I'm going to outgun them, I'm going to outplay them. You can't do that, because what happens is people don't miss as much. There's not that much suppression in this game. They've nerfed it way down. They've removed it all, basically, for the most part, so people don't miss. Bullets don't miss. So, you had the double layer there where people would miss on their own, being suppressed, and then even if people got the crosshairs on the bullets would still miss because they were suppressed. We don't have that in Battlefield 4, so the average enemy that's shooting at you is much more lethal than in Battlefield 3, so you have to take that into consideration. All in all, I find it a very enjoyable experience. I'm curious to see what you guys like. I'm enjoying the gunplay. I can't wait to really kind of dive into the nuts and bolts, get all the weapons, get all the attachments, and just kind of learn it and get better. I have pretty good confidence that if I apply myself, I train myself a little bit, do plenty of practice, work on my game, as you guys know I do. That's what I enjoy about FPS games, especially ones with as many layers as Battlefield 3 and now Battlefield 4, that I will continue to kind of make my arc upward and become a better player. And that's what I hope you guys will see on this channel in the years, months ahead. What do you guys think? Are you enjoying the gunplay? Let me know in the comments what you like, what you don't like, maybe where you'd like to see them tweak it. I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say about that. Like always, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, I've got a lot of new guys coming over from Pixel Anime, I know. Please hit the subscribe button. I got tons of content coming for you in the beta, and then even more coming with the full official launch. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Like always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Take care. Have a good day.